So it's day 2 of chopping. It's about 1 o'clock. We were going this morning. We got this bag started here, and then we finished that bag up there. But we're stopped now because the bagger's broke. So you can kind of see that big chain there is broke. This is what runs the packing deal in the bagger. So there's a lot of pressure on it, and that chain just broke. So they had to go home and get parts for it. So while I'm out here, I'll explain a little bit how this works. It's going to be kind of hard on the bagger since it's filled with silage. But there's a big chain down there on the floor under all the silage that brings it back to right here. It slopes up, and then there's another chain that'll bring it up, and then back in here under all the silage there's a big I don't know what you'd call it, but that's what packs all the silage into the bag, and then the trucks just dump. So we got this truck that's pretty much full yet, and they've got another truck down there that's full, and then that one's empty. So now I'll explain a little bit how the chopper works, or as much as I know as it works. So this down here is just stationary little plate, and then this right here spins, and that's what cuts the stalks. And then these big basically knives spin, and that feeds it in here, and then it rolls it in there, and then continues going through the chopper. And then somewhere in here there's a bunch of knives that just chops everything up and blows it out the spout into a truck. So this is the bag right here that we finished filling this morning. You can see it just pulverizes it. So that's what you want. And you want to make sure the kernels are all chopped up, and you can see I can't see any whole kernels. There's one that's kind of whole, but not quite. So looks pretty good. It's chopped up good, so that's good. And right here is the bag that we did. This is the first bag we did yesterday, and you can see the acid coming from the ferment, from the silage, since it's starting to ferment. It's how nasty it is. It's killing the grass. It's already turning the silage kind of a yellowish orange. So you got to stay away from that because it's pretty nasty stuff while it's fermenting. And on the bagger here, you can see these cables. I explained this last night. Super tight. Where they roll up here on that spool, there's a brake right here. This plate's connected into this brake here, and you just tighten that brake, these two bolts here. That tightens down the brake so it won't spin until there's a lot of pressure on it, and then it'll let this deal the cable wraps up on spin, and that'll let the cable out, and the cable comes back to this stop here. Cable comes back to this stop, and that's hooks on right there, and then this stop, just big ropes that stops that big deal from going over the top of the bag. And it looks like it's actually pushing into the bag right there, so that's probably going to be a hole. So so once we get this off, get the bag filled, we'll have to come back and tape that. But other than that, it's packing pretty good. So you can kind of see these juices here. That's from the silage. Once it gets packed in there, it'll leak out under the bagger. So you can see here's a bunch here. Since we're stopped, it's leaking out. It leaks out from that tray right there, from when it's packing. All the juices from the silage since it's wet. And then the tractor, as usual, has its string of oil that goes all the way back there. So yeah. So we'll be waiting here till they get back with their parts, and then we'll keep going. So out here in the field, right south of the heifer pens out here in this manure stockpile, this is what we're chopping. Got all this done up here. Got a bunch of it done down there, and then over there. And when they were opening the field up, this is the first pass they took right around here. It's kind of soft here because all the water, when it rains, will drain down here and into that ditch. So the truck got stuck, so they had to pull them out. They've got a path cut so the trucks can drive through here and not drive all the way around, so you can get done faster. Right over here, that's beans. Garrett's driving through all the weeds and mud and hitting all the corn we're supposed to be chopping.